Great. We've seen that the environment is ready to observe any potential downtime. So let's proceed with the upgrade now.
The live upgrade relies on a very simple command. So that command to perform the orchestration of the upgrade is VS6 update software command. So here, this is a reminder of the overall process and the orchestration of that process. There are 5 main steps. So step 0, I would say, is the initial and nominal situation. Then there are 4 upgrade steps, each having a very small impact on the traffic. Failover of the VS6 secondary when this switch is starting to reboot. The failback of the VS6 secondary when this one is restored and joining back the cluster and participating again to the forwarding the traffic. Then we have the same for the VS6 primary that is going to reboot, and the VS6 primary finally restored in the fabric. So you will notice that step 2 secondary is running version N+1, so the new version, while primary is running still the old version. And finally, step 4, both switches are upgraded with the same version. So we will watch out carefully the impact on each of those steps.
Here I see the upgrade will download the firmware from a TFTP server.
Yes, here the command, we have VS6 update software, TFTP command. So you can download directly from a TFTP while you are using this command. Actually, I will use a second option of that command, an alternative option, which is VS6 update software boot bank secondary. This is useful because you can preload at any time the new firmware in the flash and launch the command with the boot bank containing that new firmware. So that's pretty much a step that you avoid to do. And in the demo, we do not wait for the TFTP download to be made.
Good. So let's start the upgrade.
Yes, let's do the upgrade between those 2 major releases, 10.5.0040 to 10.06.10, for instance. So before, I need to start again the test flows, and again we will monitor in milliseconds those steps. So that's where we want to go. Now let's move forward with the monitoring. So this was the past test that I made with the spine failure. Now let's start again the interactive flows. And let's start again Ixia. Okay, so you see now we are in the nominal situation. Let's take a look at the traffic distribution over the fabric. So you see pretty much good distribution, 1 million packets per second, pretty much on all those circuits. And we can now jump directly on the VS6 VTEP that we are going to reboot and upgrade. So here, show VS6 status. You see that the primary is running 10.05 and the secondary is running 10.05. Good. So now let's proceed with the command VS6 update software boot bank, and I'm going to use before going that just to show the image. Show images. The 10.06 is preloaded on secondary. So VS6 update software boot bank secondary. You want to save the current configurations? No, I didn't change anything, so I don't want to save here. And I'm going to continue. So you will see here what is the command about that will upgrade both primary and secondary system using pre-stage version installed on the secondary boot bank, and then reboot those switches in sequence. So the secondary rebooting first. Continue, yes. So here it gives you a little bit of the process. Control plane shutdown initiated. So we can now go back to the spine, for instance, and take a look at the reachability of the loopback one. You see, loopback one now is known only by only one guy. Okay, so this is what it is about control plane shutdown initiation. This is graceful shutdown mechanism. So by a graceful shutdown mechanism, we sent an LSCP out of sync data unit to the let's say the server. So for instance, here there is no traffic any longer to that guy. Okay, and here the secondary does not receive or does not send any traffic neither to the spine. So let's take a look at Ixia. That overall graceful shutdown to stop traffic and to drain traffic has a cost of 5 milliseconds. Okay, 5.845 microseconds, so 5 milliseconds of associated impact to do that. So let's move to the, so you have the progress bar here. We can as well follow here on the SSH session as soon as that guy is going to reboot. Meanwhile, let me prepare as well the console on that switch to just see the evolution of the reboot. So this is the console. Huh? So I will lose the SSH access to my switch, of course. So I'm going to just keep that one. There is a reboot started that is indicating by the VSX primary. And very soon, we'll see that that VSX secondary will actually trigger a restart. And while we wait for that, let's take a look at the window and check. We'll check what happened on the Ixia when the guy is restarting. We should not have any further packet loss because we already have a graceful shutdown that was draining traffic completely out of the VSX secondary before it's getting rebooting. So losing VSX secondary at this stage will cost no traffic impact. You see, reboot, restarting system. Here, yeah, the SSH session has been notified with a message here. And here you have the ISL link that is down, reboot starting. So luckily the restart for that 8325 is not longer. It's about not longer than 1 minute. So we have not much to wait for that. And we'll be able to see what happened during the restart phase. So I was checking, I was saying that good to check the Ixia. You see, Ixia, we are still at 5 milliseconds of previous outage. So it's a cumulated worst flows that we have since the beginning. So we'll really check out all the cumulative impact on all the steps of the upgrade. So here, as I said before, there is no impact after the graceful shutdown. So the graceful shutdown has 5 milliseconds impact, and then the reboot of the box has no impact. So let's move back to the 8325 console. You see, it's very fast rebooting. So that guy is up again. So I can now access and check. Let's say, for instance, on the secondary, I'm going to restart the SSH session. That should be up and running now. And I can do a show VSX status. You see now there is an image version mismatch due to the fact that that guy is now running 10.6 and primary 10.5. And so we can have a look at the traffic. So here, VSX secondary still have no traffic. Why is that? Because we are right now in the middle of reconstructing all the data, so MAC ARP information exchange between the primary and the secondary. So this is during that time, the VSX secondary is joining the VSX cluster and is synchronizing information with the primary over the ISL circuits. So that's why there is no traffic from the server to that guy and from the spine to that guy. So here.
So what happened? We only see incoming traffic in the VSX secondary. Why is that?
Yeah, so we have VSX secondary now doing the receiving the traffic. So this is due to the synchronization between primary and secondary that is completed. So if I do a show VSync status lookup delay, so that timing is over, okay? And now we have from the spine. If I see what happened in terms of spine, we have equal cost now multipath because well those two switches are there, and we have graceful shutdown period that is started on the VSX primary this time. So you see that the primary is no longer receiving traffic from the server. So the graceful shutdown for LACP protocol has been sent to the peer so that we drain traffic out of the VSX primary. So let's take a look at Ixia to see what was the cost of this graceful shutdown. Likewise, what we have with the VSX secondary that was rebooting. Here we have another 5 or so milliseconds. As you can see, a total cumulative impact from the very beginning of starting the upgrade is almost 12 milliseconds. So 11.9 milliseconds impact. So this is typically what we expect to have for that transition. So let's take a look. I'm going to open the console port, this time on the primary, to see the evolution of where the primary is in terms of reboot. You see here, now there is no traffic any longer on the primary, and it's likely that the primary is rebooted. You see the message here, secondary VSX updated completely, rebooting primary, reboot reason VSX software update. So the primary is now rebooting. If I take a look here on the spine, the route still the same. The route going for the Anycast VXLAN source IP address is known this time only through that guy is the VSX secondary, which has been already upgraded. So let's take a look where we are in terms of reboot. So this is rebooting the service OS, and it will soon come in. So remember, we have 11.9 milliseconds outage before that guy was rebooting. So that was after the graceful shutdown. Now let's check if the reboot itself has an impact. No, because all the traffic was drained out of the VSX primary. So the rebooting VSX primary has no impact at all on the traffic that was not crossing any circuits connecting to the VSX primary at this time. I can also quickly take a look at my ICMP flows and interactive flows where I am in terms of loss. You see, there is no dot here on that particular thing. So I've got here I had 10 milliseconds out impact, and that's it. So let's go back to the traffic monitoring. And we'll soon be able to see, yes, that guy is up now. I can reconnect through SSH on that guy. Perform a show VSX status. You see now that both switches are running the new 10.6 version. I can check if the synchronization between the two is completed or not. So it's in progress right now. So we have to wait for VS6 primary to actually have information, forwarding, participating to the forwarding. So what we will look really here is about the traffic received here from the server to the switch, and as well on the uplink. So let's wait a little bit. So let's see on the spine where we are in terms of, okay, so we still have no information for the equal cost here. So the route is through the VS6 secondary. And now you can see that the traffic is actually in blue. This is entering the leaf here. So the leaf is now, the VS6 primary is ready to absorb and to forward traffic. You will see here as well traffic. So likely that my synchronization is completed. Exactly, you see here the initial synchronization completed. So really here, everything is up and running. I should see all my my EVPN, MAC, IP for all my test flow appearing on the VS6 secondary, and show MAC table as well.
I have a question. If you go back to the picture, the monitoring, I only see outbound traffic on the VS6 primary. Why is there no blue incoming traffic?
Yeah, that's a very good catch, Daryl. Actually, this is, if you look at the spine here, we have only one route for the Anycast VXLAN IP address. So that route is actually not yet available through the VS6 primary, because the VS6 primary, remember, there is the OSPF max metric that we have, and you see, and now you have traffic going, and that max metric has a timer. So it's just a matter of making sure that the primary has time to learn all the routes for BGP. So imagine that you have a large network with huge scale. It may take time to learn, so we give enough time for everything to be up and running. And then after this timer, we can participate to the data plane. So that's why we have that OSPF max metric for that given time after the reboot in place. So now you can see traffic is also received by the leaf from the spine. So this would indicate that now I've got actually, yes, you see equal cost between the two VS6 primary and secondary. So that's, I think, a good time to check where we are in terms of traffic impact on Ixia. You see that it does not change anything, because restoring the node has actually no impact. So we have 11.9 milliseconds cumulated traffic impact for all those flows during that full upgrade. So I can stop now that traffic, that Ixia test, and I can go to the interactive flow just as a matter of checking. Here I lost nothing. Here I lost one packet, so 10 milliseconds. Here I lost nothing, so same packet received and transmitted. And here, exactly nothing. So from the interactive flow, it was completely transparent. From Ixia, we saw, let's say, 12 milliseconds outage. So this is what we can expose, I would say, almost as a conclusion, is that the cumulative downtime during VS6 VTAP upgrade is less than 20 milliseconds. So this is extremely good performance for high availability requirements, for very high requirements for HA for network. So I would like just to make sure that you have understood everything in the demo. So here, this is the traffic monitoring summary and upgrade transitions that we have for all the steps that were explained. So you have here available in the slides that will be on Erez, those explanations. So that's the end of that demonstration, Daryl.
Yep, thanks. Thanks for sharing the demo with us, Vincent. Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching.